What if I told you that Vivo has finally changed its formula for compact smartphones? This right here is the Vivo X300 FE, Vivo's upcoming compact flagship that has already launched in China as the Vivo S50 Pro Mini and is expected to arrive globally as the Vivo X300 FE. It's the successor to the very popular Vivo X200 FE. But the real question is it actually an upgrade or did Vivo take a few steps backward this time? And trust me, there's a big twist that could decide whether this phone succeeds or not. Let's get started. The unboxing experience is pretty straightforward. Inside the box, you get a 90-watt fast charger, a Type A to Type C cable, a SIM ejector tool, and a color-matched protective case. This is a China unit, which is why the branding says S50 Pro Mini. When it launches globally, it will be rebranded as the Vivo X300 FE, and the packaging color will also change. Now, let's talk about the design, because this is the first major change. Vivo has completely redesigned the phone. The camera module is now horizontal instead of the traditional vertical layout. Honestly, it feels like a mix of Google Pixel's camera bar and Apple's clean design language. The back panel reflects light differently depending on the angle, giving it a bold and flashy look. Vivo phones are usually known for their subtle and classy designs, but this one feels more experimental. Whether you like it or not depends on personal taste. One practical benefit of the horizontal camera layout is improved grip. Your finger naturally rests against it, and the phone feels more stable while typing. It's slightly heavier than before, but still compact in hand. You get a metal frame, IP68 water and dust resistance, and finally, wireless charging support. Yes, this time Vivo has added 40-watt wireless charging, which is a big upgrade over the previous generation. Now, let's talk about performance, because this is the biggest upgrade. Vivo has finally switched from MediaTek to Qualcomm. The Vivo X300 FE is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 chipset, paired with up to 16 GB of LPDDR5X RAM and up to 512 GB of UFS 4.1 storage. In benchmark tests, the performance jump is massive. AnTuTu scores cross 3 million, and Geekbench and GPU scores are also very strong. However, sustained performance stability is slightly lower, and temperatures rise under heavy load. Also keep in mind, this is still a China unit. Global variants sometimes differ in memory configurations, so final specs may vary. Gaming performance is excellent. Games like Genshin Impact, Call of Duty Mobile, and PUBG Mobile run smoothly with stable frame rates and controlled thermals. Vivo's gaming features enhance the experience, including 4D vibration, motion controls, and bypass charging. On this unit, PUBG Mobile is limited to 60 FPS, but the global version is expected to support higher refresh rate gameplay. The phone runs Origin OS. During the first couple of days, there were some minor stutters, but after a software update, performance improved significantly. Animations are smooth, RAM management is good, and day-to-day usage feels consistent. Now let's talk about the display. The display remains unchanged, and honestly, that's not a bad thing. You get a 6.31-inch flat LTPO AMOLED panel with 1.5K resolution and a 120Hz adaptive refresh rate. The screen is bright enough outdoors, HDR content looks vibrant, and overall quality is excellent. The big upgrade here is the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. It's faster, more accurate, and placed higher for better ergonomics. Audio quality is also familiar. You get stereo speakers with a 60-40 channel split and a slightly improved surround effect compared to last year. Now coming to the cameras. The camera hardware is exactly the same as before. You get a 50 megapixel IMX921 main camera, a 50 megapixel 3x periscope lens, an 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and a 50 megapixel selfie camera with dual front flash. Main camera photos look excellent with natural colors, strong dynamic range, and good detail. The periscope camera is consistent and reliable. The ultra-wide camera, however, feels average and lacks detail. Portrait performance is inconsistent. Edge detection is fine, but skin tones sometimes look unnatural. This is something Vivo needs to fix through software updates.
Selfies look sharp in good lighting, but struggle slightly in low light.
One small issue is that the camera app often defaults back to the vivid color profile even when set to natural, which feels like a software bug. For battery, you get a 6500 mAh battery with 90-watt wired charging and 40-watt wireless charging support. Battery life easily delivers over 8 hours of screen on time with normal usage. Connectivity includes a USB 2.0 Type-C port, the latest Wi-Fi and Bluetooth standards, NFC support, but no eSIM. Now here's the big twist, pricing. In China, the Vivo X300 FE launched at 3,649 yuan, which is higher than the previous generation. If Vivo follows the same strategy globally, we can expect a price increase across regions. Whether this phone succeeds or not will depend entirely on how aggressively Vivo prices it worldwide. So to sum it up, the Vivo X300 FE brings a major performance upgrade, wireless charging support, premium compact design, and strong battery life. But it also comes with no camera hardware upgrades, a polarizing new design, and a possible global price hike. If priced right, the Vivo X300 FE could be one of the best compact Android flagships globally. So that was everything about the Vivo X300 FE. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps support the channel. And now, I want to hear from you. Which upcoming smartphone should we cover next? Drop your suggestions in the comments and we'll try to bring it to you first. This is TriTech AB and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay smart, stay tech savvy.